Hi, welcome to the video brought to you by Autowave. In this video, we've got a Vauxhall Vivaro 2018, and we're going to be programming a spare remote key using the OBDStar G3. Now, on this vehicle, it's very important that you have a battery support while you're doing this job because the process can take up to 60 minutes. Normally it takes about 20 minutes, but it can take up to 60 minutes on the spare key scenario, so very important you have a proper battery support unit on there. First of all, let's plug in via OBD. The OBD port, which is just behind this little panel, and if you see, I'm just going to connect it in there. Okay, so customer's remote works absolutely fine, as you can see, and I'm just going to start the vehicle up. Vehicle starts fine. So I'm going to go in as a Renault Trafic because this is based on a Renault Trafic system. So if I go to Europe and then scroll to Renault, press enter. Now it's a good prerequisite for this job is to check all the VIN numbers to make sure that they match within the whole vehicle, because if there's been a donor part, that can cause problems. So battery support and check your VIN numbers, which I've already done. So if I auto detect model, read the VIN number, so you turn the ignition on or press the hazards, it's read the VIN number and I press OK, and as you can see, Trafic 14 plus. So it's decoded the system, it's gone straight into the menu. So now I'm going to press read IMO information. What this will do is it will just show me how many keys are in the system. You've got 2 keys in the system. Obviously customer's only got 1. So now all we need to do is add another key. So now we're going to press program keys. Okay. Needs to be connected to the server. It says on it expects to take 30 to 60 minutes, and make sure you've got a power supply. Anytime it gives you this, make sure you've got a proper battery support on there, which we obviously have a battery support on here. Press yes. It says turn on the double flash and turn the ignition switch off. So I've got the ignition off and put the hazards on. So press the hazards and press yes. So is there original key? Yes, there is. So I press yes. And it says it needs to write a configuration data to the immobilizer. There'll be a black screen, blah, 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 and it's going to take about 90 minutes to complete. This normally takes about 20 to 25 minutes with the OBDStar, but you just have to make sure you've got good, stable power supply. So I press yes. It says you must use a working key to turn the ignition on. So I've got a working key, and I'm going to turn the ignition on. Press yes. So it says use the program key to turn the ignition on, and I have done that. So now this is gonna, well, it will ask me, have you read the P flash, which we haven't. I'm gonna press no. So now it's gonna begin reading the flash file. So this is where it takes a while. It draws a lot of current, so we just have to let it be. Now it's gonna start reading the flash. So we'll wait for this process to finish. It can take anything between 5 and 15 minutes, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so it successfully read the flash file. I'm just gonna save it as Vivaro and today's date. Press OK. Right, operation success. So now what it's going to do, it's going to read the pin code from that and then write back on, which we'll see on the screen. So switch the ignition off, which I've done. Press OK. Switch the ignition back on. Press OK. So now it's erasing the flash file, and now it's going to write the flash file back on. Okay, so it's successfully wrote the flash on. Now it's obviously communicating with the vehicle. It's going to read the data, and it's going to hopefully give us the pin code. Once we've got the pin code, it will allow us to program the new key in. Okay, it says, is there an original key that can start the vehicle properly? Yes, there is. So switch ignition off. Okay. It's giving us the pin code now. Press OK. So it says all the keys will be erased and you need to program them all in. So basically, any key that needs to be coded needs to be done at this point. So I will press yes now. So it says turn the ignition on. Okay, ignition off. Okay, current number of keys is 2. We've got the pin code, which is pre-populated from what we've just seen. And then it says insert a working key and turn the ignition on, which is the original key. Okay, program success. Do you want to program the next key? Yes, we do. So we take that one out, and I'm going to put my new Autowave key in and turn the ignition on. Press OK. Program success. Do you want to program another key? No, I don't. So I press no. Switch ignition off. OK. Current number of keys 2. Hit OK. So it says turn the ignition switch off, which it already is, to complete the programming. And that's what we've done. Now, if the remote doesn't work, you'd have to turn the ignition switch on and hold down the unlock and lock buttons together. So what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to hit OK. First of all, what I'm going to do is with my original key, I'm just going to make sure that the vehicle starts, which it does. Remote central locking works fine. And now with the new key, I'm just going to test the central locking, which is fine. Obviously, you've got, that's fine. And now I'm just going to go ahead and start the vehicle with the new key. And again, it works absolutely fine. So there we go. We programmed a new key successfully to a Vauxhall Vivaro 2018, which is based on a Renault Trafic system using the OBDStar G3. Process took us about 35 minutes in total on this vehicle. Please like and subscribe. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you.